Okay, so now that I've gone over where everything is in my kit and I'm well versed in all of the supplies, I have read the instructions and I am going through everything. I have chosen my space. I am very comfortable with the idea of giving birth right here in my front entrance. So I'm going to start setting up my pool. Because I do not plan on filling up my pool right now, I am not going to lay down the tarp. I did sweep and mop my floor really quick just to make sure there's no debris or anything. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the birth pool and get going. So it comes rolled up. It will always have the big valve for the sides at the end of the roll up, or at least it should. So I'm just going to quickly kind of unroll this and get it unfolded here. I have plugged in my air pump to the wall and, oh, I forgot to get out the for this. So for the air pump, this guy just twists on and off. It's got grooves there. You just kind of line everything up, give it a twist, and these guys pop on and off. So to fill up the bottom and the sides is this one. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to fill up the floor and the seat of the pool. All of the valves are kind of on the same end of the pool. The floor is this one off to the side. Using this attachment that we put on, you just insert, turn on the pump, and fill the pool. And then just quickly push it in. Just like you do a pool floaty, make sure that this guy is pushed all the way in. To make sure that it's full, just kind of give it a push. It should not be giving, I would probably even fill this up a little bit more. Some air probably got out while I was plugging it in. There we go, it's a little bit faster. There we go, it's got a little bit less give. And now the seat, just on the side here, same thing. Same with the floor, just kind of giving it a little bit of a give, making sure that it's filled all the way. Okay, so now that the floor and the seat is filled, we're going to fill up the sides using this valve here. So it is going to come undone like this most of the time, just because that's how you let the air out. So you just have to screw it back in. And then unscrew the secondary one on top of this. So I am still looking for an air pump that will kind of sit in here a lot nicer than this one does. So yeah, unfortunately you do have to hold this on, but luckily it fills up pretty quickly. So just very, very quickly. The nice thing about this valve system is that you can stop blowing the air and it will not start to deflate, unlike the plugs on the bottom and the seat. So when you get to a point where you think you can just kind of manhandle the sides a little bit to make sure that the air is flowing through it nicely, okay, without losing all the hard work you just did. is about 75% of the way full. From here now we are going to put on our liner. So I took the liner out of its bag. First things first is I'm going to find the hole for the cup holder and the handle as a way to help determine which way it's going. So because the cup holder is on this side, I know that I've got it kind of the wrong way. Just give it a little flip around here and line up my handle hole and my cup holder. And just kind of start to pull this down the side. Doing the same here, lining up the hole for my handle. So because this is a liner designed specifically for this pool, there are even kind of like bigger sections that have like little lips and stuff to fit over the seat and the handles on the inside of the pool. So this is also one of their longer versions to make sure that it sits very, very snugly and helps to prevent any kind of contamination of the pool itself, and make sure that we help prevent any kind of damage to the pool over time by using the longer liners. So now that that is in there pretty snugly, I think, sitting on pretty well, you are going to fill up the remainder of the sides just to help kind of fill out the liner itself to make sure that it isn't going to move anywhere. And yeah, so now I'm just going to finish filling it up. To know that the pool is filled up all of the way, you're basically going to pretend that you're in labor and you're just going to kind of bear down on it and make sure it doesn't have any give. If you're able to kind of put your weight into it, then you know that it is filled up all the way. You just close this bad boy up and you're all set. So this would be kind of everything that I would do for now in terms of before going into labor, just so that way then you don't have the air pump going while you're in labor. I am looking, like I said, for a different air pump because this one is a little squealy and it doesn't fit super nicely and you have to kind of awkwardly hold it while you're filling up the walls of the pool. But the other thing that I would recommend doing, and that I do for the full service, is finding what adapter attaches to the clean water hose and getting that set up so that way then when you are in labor and you are looking to go ahead and fill up the pool, you can just very quickly attach it and you're not fumbling trying to figure out which adapter it is, or running to Canadian Tire or Home Depot or Home Hardware or anything like that trying to find the correct adapter to fit either of the ends of the hose to fill up the pool. That's the last thing you want to do while in labor. And I do have two very common adapters to help prevent something like that happening, but in the case that for whatever reason the adapter doesn't work for your location that you're working at, doing this before you're in labor is always better, so that way then you have the time to go to the store to get the correct adapter and go from there. So from here, if I'm doing the full service, this is essentially where I leave you. I will find the adapter for you, and then there are two options that you can do. You can either take the pool and flip it upside down to help make sure that the inside stays clean, and especially if you should have the tarp on the floor, that is already clean as well. Just being mindful of the fact that you may have been walking on it while you were filling up the pool or anything like that. So in theory it could potentially be contaminated as well, but at least then no dust or anything will be collecting on the inside. What I prefer is that you go to the dollar store, spend $2 on a shower curtain liner or on a drop cloth or something like that, and put something over top of the pool. Obviously you can purchase an extra tarp through myself, and then I would just include two in your kit, one for the floor and one for the top. It's just something that you would need to let me know ahead of time so that way I can charge you for it and make sure it's included in your kit. So yeah, that is all for this.